Hello and welcome. My name is Amy Aliyah. I'm an actress here in Korea. You might remember me from Mr. Sunshine or Steel Rain 2 or many other K-dramas and movies. But my job today is very special. I have an excellent guest for you today on our program, Meetup. So I have actually been in Korea for over 10 years and everything was new to me. There's been a lot of challenges and difficulties, so I kind of want to talk a little bit more about this with our guest. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest today. Hello, please introduce yourself.
So, hello, my name is Cesar Noda. I'm from Brazil and I'm running a startup in Korea here called VRGlass Korea.
Excellent, VRGlass Korea. And how long have you been in Korea?
Over 1 year.
Over 1 year. Okay. So we have a lot to discuss today. Maybe you can start off by explaining your business a little more.
So our business works more as a studio. We offer extended reality solutions for enterprises. Extended reality means VR, AR, and MR. And these projects the companies use to make some kind of innovation for training or for engaging customers or just for being innovative. So when they use VR, AR is kind of a new tech they are using. It's a new thing. Mm-hmm. Also, the companies are still trying to figure out how to use it, but we are getting a lot of demand. Right now, we are working in 3 art projects here in Korea that use this kind of technology. And in Brazil, we deliver more than 150 immersive projects so far.
Perhaps you could give us one example of how VR is being used.
VR or AR?
Or AR.
So let's see. In Brazil, we did an educational app for a company called Faber-Castell. So we did an AR app where kids can paint some drawings, and then they can use the mobile app to see the drawing getting life.
Come to life, wow.
Come to life, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So it's kind of a good integration and it's very interactive. And so far it's the most downloaded app in Brazil, educational app in Brazil.
Ooh, excellent. That actually brings me to my next question. I'm wondering about your business model. Perhaps you could explain how your business works for us.
I see. We work on on-demand projects. So we offer films, apps, and animations, VR, AR animations. But also we are working on software as a service platform called Virtual Town. And with this social, it's a 3D social network. So because of COVID, luckily for us, we're getting a lot of demand because the clients can host events or exhibitions or keynote presentations in a virtual space.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Wow, that's very useful.
Yeah, that's very useful in these times, yeah.
Right, it is the new normal. So
yeah,
I guess we're going to be spending a lot more time in virtual spaces, I would assume, right? Yes. Very, very smart. So what actually brought you to Korea?
Actually, I came here for a program run by the government, from a program from NIPA called K-Startup Grand Challenge in 2019. Mm-hmm. And one of the requirements of this program was to open business and running some business here in Korea. So since I came, I opened a business here and I'm running business here so far. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just found out about it online and applied and.
Actually, I found out when I was in Austin, Texas, during the festival called South by Southwest.
Yeah.
So I heard about it and say, oh, this could be interesting for our startup as well. So we applied and I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, so did you come alone or do you have a team here that you brought with you or developed?
I came with 2 other members from my company, but they left Korea after the program and I stayed here, yeah.
So you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Excellent. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the reasons why you developed your business item. Were you always interested in this kind of technology, or why did you decide to get into this kind of business?
Okay. This is an excellent question because we saw that there was a demand in the market. A lot of clients were asking us for doing something innovative, but they didn't know how to do it. And so we decided to focus on VR AR. We work in a lot of other projects related to advertising and marketing, and we saw that at that time, like in 2017, was a niche. Like none of the companies in Brazil were offering this kind of technology. So we are kind of pioneers in Brazil when it comes to VR AR.
Ah, I see. So what drew you to Korea other than this program? I mean, that was obviously the main thing, but had you heard much about the industry in Korea or startups in Korea before?
Okay. So we previous work with Samsung in Brazil as well. We got accelerated by Samsung in 2018. So that's why when we heard about this program, we already work with other the Korean company in Brazil. So as we thought wow, this is pretty good. It's pretty interesting for us to come to Korea. And also I think when it comes to technology, South Korea is so advanced. So it was the first country to launch 5G. So with 5G, there will be a lot of demand for services and content related to VR AR. So that's why we came here. And also it's a great environment for startups, like with big tech companies, big investment, and also I think there's a culture of people adapting, accepting technology more easily than in Brazil. Yeah.
And the diversification of having lots of foreigners come into Korea as well for their startups.
Yeah, I was a little surprised because I didn't know that there was so many foreigners here in Korea.
Right. Yeah.
As you and me.
Yeah. Here we are having a conversation, right? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the whole process of starting a startup and coming to Korea and starting the whole process. Was it difficult for you, or any words of advice for people that are thinking of doing this before they make the big move?
I mean, there's two things, like starting a startup is not easy. You must be prepared for a lot of work and a lot of facing a lot of challenges. And the second thing is starting a startup, like because we start from scratch here. And, you need to be prepared for facing the cultural gap sometimes, or the way Koreans do business is different from the way Brazilians do business. So I think that you must be prepared for these kind of differences.
Could you tell us about some of those differences you may have encountered, cultural differences, or easing into Korean culture?
We came with the idea to work with big companies like CGV or like Samsung or Kia or Hyundai, but this is very difficult to get these deals. So we are getting getting some traction little by little, getting small contracts with small companies, and also getting some kind of partnerships, VR AR startups here in Korea. This is the way we figure out how to make business here in Korea. But I mean, this is our case, right? But there's other differences, I think. Compared to Brazil, I think the Korean culture is more open to innovation, the whole business environment. Yeah. So I think they embrace technology in it's normal for Koreans, right? In Brazil, it's kind of takes some time. People don't know so much about this kind of tech, but Koreans, they know everything about it. They already used in the past, so it's kind of easier. Yeah.
So you're kind of getting a head start in Korea as opposed to if you had your business in Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like you wanted to quit or give up? Now's the time to tell the truth.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult, but I mean, I made this choice in the past. Like I'm ready. Like I'm willing to face the hard time as well, because startups have a lot of hard time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially in these COVID times. Yeah.
Right. So how do you keep going? What keeps you motivated or persisting through all these difficult times?
I mean, I think it's like it's because of my dream of running my own company and living in other country. So that's why I'm like still like telling to myself like this will pass. Like yeah.
Let's say I gave you $1 billion right now. Would you be willing to sell your company? Are you good with that? Just give you a bunch of money and
No,
you're
not yet.
done?
No, not
No?
yet. Not yet. Yeah.
What more do you want to achieve before you sell?
I mean, I want to build like a strong company. I think we have a lot of potential, so we can talk after maybe with a better
I don't
offer.
have $1 billion, but
Yeah.
hypothetically speaking.
Yeah. And then you can make us a better offer.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're worth more than $1 billion then, is what you're saying, right? Okay. There's still room to grow. I'm also wondering if you've ever had a difficult time with your staff's wages.
Wages.
While we're on the topic of money, because startups can be difficult to get paid in the beginning, and
yeah, actually, it's very difficult to maintain a good team, because good developers and good coders, they always get a lot of job offers. So we try to give all the benefits and treat them with love and respect, like family.
Yeah. But if they get tempted by another offer, then you've seen that happen where they're easy to.
Yeah, we try like to negotiate with them.
Okay, Mr. Noda, it's time for our last question for
Okay.
today. I'm just wondering, if you hadn't done this startup, what other kind of business do you think you would be in?
I think something related to technology still, but I mean, if I wasn't running a startup, maybe I will search for a job that allows me to travel and meet South Korea, because South Korea is awesome. Yeah.
Wow, excellent. And finally, for all of our viewers, how can we find out more about your company?
So you can visit our site, is VRGlass.com. VRGlass.com, yeah.
Okay, VRGlass.com. Thank you so much, Cesar Noda, joining us today from VR Glass Company. That's about all the time we have, so it's time to wrap things up, guys. All right, so that's all the time that we have for today. I want to thank you for joining us here on Meetup, where we're supporting all of the startups working in Korea. I'm your host, Amy Aliyah, and we'll see you